Hi, folks. This is Don Meissner with the North Country Fishing Report. Well, in doing these reports, I always do a sort of condensed report for Jefferson and Oswego County, down in that area for Froggy, the station down there. But this is too much to do in a condensed report, and I really wanted to pass this on to all of you. You know that this time of the year is when the salmon come up the tributaries of Lake Ontario and the Salmon River in particular. I called my buddy Rocky just before coming on air here, and I said, Rocky, can you tell me how the fishing is? Is it still good in the salmon? He said, still good. It's phenomenal right now. He said he took, and Rocky is an Army officer, and he dedicates a big part of his life to taking soldiers, veterans and active duty soldiers and anybody in the armed forces out fishing because he knows how this can affect their life. Well, he says, I just had a couple guys and their girlfriend from Fort Drum. The two guys had been deployed in Iraq. They came back. He says, I took them out within a day or so ago. And he said, we had a banner day. They had 30 salmon on. Now, this is spectacular. However, for those of you that have never fished these salmon, it doesn't mean you're going to catch them. You have them hooked and the battle begins, and it's a battle like you'll never get in any kind of freshwater fishing. A battle with a Atlantic or with a salmon that's come in from Lake Ontario. These are Pacific salmon right now we're talking about, not the Atlantic salmon. These come in, they die. Atlantic salmon don't. These are so big. Rocky said they were averaging over 20 pounds. Now, of those 30 salmon, they got, and this is a coin, this is a slogan of people that do this, they got 7 on the bank. In other words, you brought them in and you got them to shore. That is a success. And he said the guys were elated. He said their girlfriend actually fished maybe even better than they did. She got 2 of them herself. I said, what were you using? He says, it's a special fly we call a Y2K fly. It's a tide of chartreuse and orange. And it imitates a salmon egg is what it's meant to be. That's what they're going to feed on. And he says he always likes to put a third color. He says contrasting colors are critical. But these fish were all in the pool they were fishing. They didn't have to make long casts. They didn't have to mend the line. He said it was casting somewhat upstream and just allowing a proper drift, and bang, those fish were hitting. This is spectacular fishing. It takes place this time of the year. And I said, Rocky, is this a banner year for this? He says, it's a little too early to tell, but it appears that it might be. And there was an indication this could happen because the charter captains on Lake Ontario this summer had a fantastic year. So this is something that all of you, all of us, can still take part in if we want to make the trek down to the Salmon River. And it's always great to hire a guide. I'll tell you, yeah, it costs money, but boy, they can make it so much more interesting, so much more successful for you. If you want to hook a salmon and feel this battle of a lifetime, then this is the way I would go. Until next time, folks, this is Don Meissner with the North Country Fishing Report.